Welcome, guys. Welcome all to the Naraka Bladepoint Southeast Asia Open. My name is Asarai, and with me now is Raf, and we'll be your casters for today, giving you all the action of what is to come for at least these 2 days again for the solos and trios. And my dude, I am so excited. It has been quite some time since the last time that we've casted Naraka, and there have been a good amount of changes as well as in the game and actually tournament-wise with the format that has been set to us by the tournament organizers.
Oh, you've said it. I mean, the last time we did Naraka together was when Valdeki was new, and I still remember those days of being a Valdeki spammer. But now, as you mentioned, it is a different landscape. We even have a new map. We've had a plethora of new heroes onto the mix. Hopefully, the meta has still remained intact, especially with the solos. Again, it's been super entertaining, and we basically are expecting that type of beat when we come into this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. There is so many things that is now is pretty exciting, actually, if you are an avid Naraka fan and if you're an avid Naraka competitor as well. Right now, while we're still waiting for some of the tournament details to be shown in front of you guys on your screens, we actually started this Southeast Asia Open earlier this month. For the Open qualifiers, it was at the 1st, 2nd of October. We got the semifinals happening to 8th of 9th. That was last week. And now, of course, this weekend, as Raph was mentioning, we do have the grand finals split into 2 days where we have the solos for today and the trios for tomorrow. And again, this is all fighting for that total prize pool of 15,000 US dollars only for the Southeast Asia Open. And we have so much more once we go into the World Championship, which is happening later on this year.
Absolutely. I mean, with a prize pool like that and the support that Naraka has been giving so many of our players, I think this is a really exciting time to get into the game. So guys, don't fear, because I believe we have codes to give away too across the weekend. So like I said, if you're looking for a way into the game and you want to look at the best action that the game has to offer, this weekend is perfect for you.
Absolutely. There's so much to, again, be very excited about. And here we go. This is one of the things that we were kind of mentioning about the tournament format, what the changes are, and the solo hero pick rules is one of them. There will be a limit to the number of times you can pick the same hero in solo games. So we have for today a total of 6 matches per day, and no more than 2 times can you pick the same hero. If a player picks, of course, that hero for the 3rd time, there will be no points for the match. So, of course, if we see that, we can't redo a match. Be very careful. Be very vigilant that you don't, again, select Yotohime twice, because that's going to be something that is a big no-no. I just wanted to ask, Raf, what do you think, happens to the players and maybe to the game with this particular rule already set?
I think this is a very interesting rule because if this was not in place, I feel like we just see everybody play Justina all the time. If not Justina, then maybe Wu Chen. And again, it's just really to maybe flex the versatility of our players. And as I mentioned, right, it's going to be super entertaining to see maybe some off-meta picks, Asarai, maybe something out of the ordinary, maybe an unorthodox approach to the game. But like I said, overall, it's healthier for the tournament scene. I think it's healthier for the game this way. And just a quick reminder, guys, we did talk about that prize pool, so take a gander, because if you are going to take that big W today as a solo, you get a big chunk of $5,000, man.
Yeah, it's not sus, guys. It's US dollars of 15,000. It's not a sus prize pool, but yeah, for the trios, they have a cumulative of 10,000 USD, while for the solos, it's 5,000. And again, they're going to be fighting for all of that throughout the entire weekend. Now, here's another nail biter for this one, Raph. Exactly this, as I was wanting to talk about. For the champion, for the solos, it's going to be 1,000. 750 for the 2nd place, 600 for the 3rd place, and then so on and so forth. For the trios, it's 2,000, 1,500, and then 1,200. And then there's another one here as well. Right under the distribution on the top of your screens, you can see that each map, the solo winner can get 75 US dollars extra, and for the trios, it's 150. So if you can win all of these maps all together, that's 450 US dollars for the solos and 900 US dollars for the trios.
Once again, what an exciting time to be a competitor, Asar, especially with incentives like this, and for teams that can really snowball it, maybe even all the way to the grand finals, or rather to the finish line. It's gonna be a big bounty. And guys, just a quick introduction. If you guys heard Asurai's joke earlier, for those who are new to the duo, Asurai has complete zoomer humor. I think that's fantastic for a lot of our audience. Maybe not good for my health, but
Wow,
with
just throwing you under the bus,
what?
huh? Aren't you?
it's a warning, for the most
Yeah.
part. It's a warning for our newer viewers.
All right, all right. It's fair. It's fair. Totally fine. But what is also totally fine again is we do have the same rule set from way back when, is the very aggressive rule set of just looking for kills, because now the higher you rank, the more kills you get, the better the multiplier of those points becomes. So it's very simple mathematics here, guys. If you're at the rank 1, you have a multiplier of 1.6. So look at that. If you have, let's say at the bottom, there's an example. If you have 5 kills, you get that multiplier of 1.6, and then you add your rank point equivalent, which is 4 points. That is going to be 12 total. So again, there really is that incentive to be as aggressive and be successful at being aggressive as possible. Because I mean, even if you're aggressive, you don't get the kills, then it's kind of not worth. I mean,
That is
it's
what
kind
you
of
call
obvious. Yes, and I mean, we're all hungry, but not that kind of hungry. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hungry like our players, Asar. He talked about the multiplier system and how the kill points really will stack up. And again, this is just to avoid, because we know how the typical nature of battle royales are. Most of the first 2 circles, they're going to be fairly passive. It's going to be a pretty innocuous exchange, but with kill points and basically a huge multiplier at stake. As Asar mentioned, you have to be both effective and aggressive at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, just like something off topic to talk about. If you guys are watching via Twitch, it's perfect right now to, if you have not, what is the word for it? Connected your account to your Naraka profile or your Naraka account itself. There are actually Twitch drops that you can get right now while watching the broadcast. So not only do you have the giveaways that will be happening on stream, you will be also giving yourself those Twitch drops. But I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. But just in case they didn't, right? You get your Immortal Treasure, you get an Epic Outfit Trial gift card, Spectral Silk, all those good stuff. And moving forward, now we're seeing the map schedule for today, 6 maps in total, and we have a nice sprinkle here, Raph. Not only do we have the Moros Isle, of course, the El Clasico, we also have the new map, Holaroth, which I actually am very excited to also see, because I've seen this in the other qualifiers, in the other regions for Naraka Bladepoint World Championship, and it's been really fun, especially on trios.
Oh yeah, and well, as I mentioned, Asrai, the newest addition to the cast, so incredibly powerful. As you mentioned, Tenoshi and Pom Pom were using their first 2 lives just to really get at each other's throats, but Master Demo played it perfectly. I have to say, considering that he hasn't even left the nunchucks at all from the top to bottom, or rather from the start to finish, it's just a testament to how committed this man has been to the game. Again, a veteran of the scene, has been pretty much grinding it out and has been, I guess, enjoying the fruits of his discipline.
Man, how many hours has he gone into the lab just to optimize how he plays? Because I think he's one of the players that we saw just be able to space correctly, just, that little bit of step back just so that he can dodge the follow-up hit of your opponent. It feels like it's a little bit more optimized compared to just outright either counter hitting or trying to parry. Of course, parrying does have its merits, but that little bit of space actually gives you more time to react, and we kind of saw him use that multiple times here. Now, somebody that I really wanted to also see exude excellence would have been Katakal, but unfortunately, as you can see in this replay, it was not meant to be. I'm not sure what particular weapon he has, but he wasn't doing as much damage as we were kind of hoping for. And you see here as he tries to go for the chase, that vertical slash just so strong from a tree. And speaking of which, a tree, just unfortunate that he just got just obliterated in that in the following sequences to be.
I feel like we're gonna have a hero switch for most of the players here. They're probably saving that zip in for the final half, I would say. But at the same time, it's been working out so beautifully that maybe you could potentially lean into a head start. But I believe that what happened there, Asrai, was... So the katana in nature is always going to be a 50-50 weapon. And a tree just basically had the right guesses there. We didn't necessarily see a hard parry, but that doesn't take any lethality away from our players, nor does it from the katana, but the dual blades. Oh, there you go. I remember this. This is absolutely beautiful. Behold, my favorite weapon, the flamethrower.
Gotta love it. It's just so strong. Like, if you don't really care too much about being uber accurate, and again, you want that AoE damage, Flamebringer is probably the way to go, as is always. And we saw that be utilized by a lot of our players here. Not too much success on the bow, because I think it was, again, because of how just frenetic the matches have been, just everybody chasing for fights as soon as, you don't really get that much space to try to utilize the bow. Maybe we'll see that utilized more on trios, and this is what I was talking about with Tree. I thought he was going to be able to use that demonic aid just to create some space, push everybody back, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. And this was the demise of Kawaii that was just so awkward. Look at that. Master Demo just pushes him back into Corruption with a sliver, and then the Corruption dealt the final blow, which was just the biggest, like, WTH moment to to probably happen in this first game.
As I mentioned, just the hit stun and the knockback of the nunchucks are not a joke whatsoever, Asterai. Master Demo used it perfectly. And him snowballing onto this big map 1 victory, that's going to put him a bit high on the leaderboard. Again, him hitting that first rank, plus 7 kills. He took out nearly half the server too. So Master Demo, incredibly powerful.
I'm trying to multiply it now, excuse me. What is it again?
1.6.
That's 11.2 points plus 4. So if you round that down, that will be 15 points.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah. Yes, the power of the calculator, guys. Sorry, I'm not good with math. It's just my thing. But anyways, who you know who's good? It's Master Demo. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we were trying to posture up here. But at the same time, we are yet to see everybody else really kind of step up to the plate here, because look at that, Asra. It is a big gap between Master Demo and Mahal here. Just from the placement points alone, and even in kill disparity. Master Demo much more active. We did see Mahal be on the offensive. I feel like really it's the last circle that bolstered Master Demo to get those last few frags.
Yeah.
But at the same time, again, with our analysis being, I would say, I guess we've encompassed most of game 1 already. And I feel like everybody's still kind of feeling each other out. But with, once again, Master Demo jumping to 11 points, it's going to be a bit difficult for a bottom 8 here.
And you might kind of mention this again, right? How many will actually commit to going for the Zip and Yin this early? Honestly, I think that it's not that far off, because you just want to use, again, this kind of particular hero to make sure that you can last longer in the fights and potentially get more of a point boost, and just deal with what you got to deal with after that, right? After the fact. Any case, looking at the second half of our team, our players here, excuse me, Shizu, Paralyzed, Justina, XCK, T-Ranger, all just hitting that rock bottom. No kills, no placements, no whatevers. And this is really hurting their case already, because that is, again, disparity compared to Master Demo, 15.2. There is already a very huge hill to climb here for some of our players right now. And again, it's the top 2 of the solos that will get picked to get into the qualifiers, or the tournament for the World Championships. Yeah,
yes.
The World Stage, excuse me. Thank you. Anyways, a quick little highlight reel for you guys for that second game. And I gotta say, another player that has really been such a fun player to watch, but also kind of sad to see him like just have one mistake and it turns up on his head, has got to be Tree. We saw in one of the deaths that he experienced there.
I feel like that's also so telling of the character that he's playing, which has been Takeda. Takeda has excellent offensive capabilities, but with only the demonic aid really as a get out of jail for free card, it just takes too long to have a sustained presence on the battlefield when it comes to playing safe. But at the same time, Asar, he did do quite a bit of work, and as you mentioned, it was really just one mistake that took him out of the game. A lot more presence with Takeda, and even a little bit of a Valdeki love. And I like this chase. Again, I think Sid King thought he was free here, but a Tree, he sees all apparently.
Yeah. I mean, trees can go tall, and he went just super high vertical wise. And look at this. Just able to use the demonic aid at such close quarters, and then Sid was like, yeah, Sid King was like, I messed up. That wasn't what's supposed to happen.
I actually think Mahal is gonna be number 1, unless Demo got a high frag game. Because I think Mahal was second in the first map, and again, very, very consistent, getting yet another second place finish here in our second map. So those points definitely add up as long as you are never falling out of the top 3. I think it was really smart that they focused Demo first, just because of the massive head start on Moros, which we will return to very, very shortly, by the way.
True. No breaks in between action to continue to keep rolling on here, Raph. Another player that was really so exciting to watch is this particular player right here. Tenoshi has just been so fun to just see how he kind of gets into these fights. Like, look at that combo. So disgusting. F1 into the demonic aid, and then a follow-up slash just to finish things through. What was kind of just unfortunate here was he got chased hard by Master Demo, because Master Demo plays like that. Such an opportunist. Whenever he finds a fight, he looks for the primo moment just to go in for that chase. I think, no, this wasn't Master Demo's kill. This was just that
was unfortunate.
Third party from Mahal, I believe.
But as I mentioned, right, Mahal has been so consistent. I feel like he's been the player that's taken so much initiative to control the Morris Blessing. We see the Bane Breath on him most of the time. And aside from that, just the space control, I love the surprise pick by XCKK. Actually bolstering his rank. I believe he's in the top 5 now. Definitely not in the bottom 8 anymore.
Yeah.
So, again, it's a bit of a big explosion on points on both sides here. Again, wow, Demo getting hit by that crouching attack, the uppercut. I thought this was super nerve-wracking when there was just a bit of elevation here that Mahal just could not conquer. Again, just a few seconds of, I would say, an erroneous string cost him the dub. But at the same time, him being second place in two maps in a row, I don't think his placement at the moment is going to be too bad.
Definitely not. I mean, it's still... here we go. So, all right, Master Demo got... No, this is just for the second game, so we haven't really tallied everything yet. Tenoshi, 14.1, really respectable points overall. That was huge with 9 kills. Yep, this guy really looking... terrifying with what he has shown to us with the Takeda. Mahal also really strong, able to steal a couple of kills away from Master Demo, as we saw there. Badanice, 2 kills only. I think he was saving up his what he can really do with the Matari up until the very last possible moment. But again, because we merit more kills and everything with the multipliers, it didn't really result in the biggest of points, but still respectable at 7.2. And Master Demo, like you mentioned, unfortunately only got 2 kills, 4.5 points in total. A tree with 3.6, XCKK 3.5, Catechal 3.3. Even though I don't think we saw Catechal too much in that second game, he was able to really at least still keep himself afloat, being at that rank 7 for game number 2, and then Food, so on and so forth. But still, solid performance output from these particular players.
Yeah, it's not really looking good for a bottom 8. But again, we're just entering our last map of the first half of the day. But at the same time, I'm a little worried already, Asrai, because we just had a big point explosion here on the side of Tenoshi. And now we have a bit of a fall from everybody else. Pom Pom, who we had a lot of camera time on, dueling with our current number 1, at least for this map. Just could not find his footing here. I would say the same thing about Foods. I thought Foods had a greater start than his previous performance, but just could not keep that retention in. Just really could not keep the steam going, per se.
My goodness. I was actually also rooting for Paralyzed there, because he just did not have the best of games for the past couple of past 2 ones. But he was just doing much better here. And you saw how he was able to utilize that demonic aid to really full fruition, even though Tenoshi actually was the one that wiped him very early on, like this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm glad Valdaki got quite a bit of love here. I feel like Valdaki is still as lethal in the last circle as long as you can get that center of the stage control, but at the same time, her skirmishing power is just ridiculous at this point now.
Yeah.
What does it mean, Asar, to have all that offense when it's just denied by, I don't know, a bunch of heals? You know, I feel so bad for Kurumi players. It's like, yeah, you're the only heal. Oh, wait a minute, who is this? And I feel like Zipping Ying is going to take over the 3v3 meta. She's just so impossible to kill.
Yeah.
Even on solos. And like I said, the third map, I'm glad that it turned out that way. It's been super exciting. I believe our top 2 is now solidified, but every time I say that, it changes.
The shadow will shortly begin to
I gotta catch my breath here a little bit. Oh, this one was also fantastic to have watched with Sid King just playing Catch Me If You Can against Bananize, and then Bananize was just sniped from that mid-range distance. Yeah, he got like the win on game number 2 as well, so I was kind of hoping that he would get a better result coming into game number 3, but everybody here is playing it to win it, excuse me.
Ooh.
But this one too, I believe this is Tree. No, it was Foods, excuse me. I got this chase down on Sid King. That mid-air slash was a thing of beauty. Like, again, every single game that we've seen, it feels like it just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, like we said, right, the longsword is still a great weapon in itself, but in this situation, it's just not a good matchup to try and size up the Bane Breath, especially when the Chucks were just so effective for Tenoshi, using it as a bit of a gap close tool and using it to finish off Foods.
Oh, man.
Tenoshi's just so aggressive to Asar. The moment he knows that he even has a slight advantage on you, he is gonna pounce.
Yeah, he's such a monster, to be honest. Like, I don't know how Tenoshi's brain works, but he just reads the situation so well. Look at that. Like, Foods was just like, I'm going to parry right in front of you, and Tenoshi just waits. He knows about the shenanigans that was about to ensue, and just slaps him and like, yeah, no, it isn't. That ain't going to happen.
It really isn't. Oh, dear. But this is now becoming far more worrying for our latter half of players. Asar, I feel like the point gap has just widened so much. I feel like if Mahal can just be top 2 all day long, then that's pretty much a guaranteed spot for him. Because so far we haven't really had a consistent third place, nor a consistent first. Probably Tenoshi being the most consistent one so far, having back-to-back.
True.
But aside from that, as long as he keeps this train going, it's gonna be a wild ride to the world stage.
And as you mentioned, we're just halfway there, so we still have games 4, 5, and 6 to look forward to. Speaking of game number 4, we are still going to continue with Moro's Isle. Holoroth, excuse me, will be game number 5. Let me just double check that. Yeah, game number 5. Yep.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
Wow, 6 kills on Tenoshi. That's gonna be 6 times. You know, I'm not gonna do the math. We're gonna see the leaderboard in a bit, but I believe that's around 8 points or something, 9 points. He did finish first, so yeah, that's around 1.6. So yeah, maybe around 9 points.
True
Yeah,
enough.
in any case, I feel like this is gonna be the last time we're gonna see most of the players pick Zip and Yin. I feel like the allowance has already ended, so maybe we're gonna see a little more Yotohime, maybe see a little more Valdeki. Some players have already started that trend. Maybe a little more Justina, maybe a bit of Wu Chen. We haven't seen Wu Chen at all.
True.
We haven't seen Monk at all too. I guess this Transformers comp's just really not
It's
all that beneficial for what do you call this, solos.
Solos, yeah. Tianhai does get more love on trios for sure because, of course, the reset to the HP, and it's a big body that blocks range attack. So you can use it to, if you have like a down teammate, your other teammate picks up the downed one, and then Tianhai just absorbs all the shots and just backs away, right? But anyways, yeah, I think. Oh. There it is. Tenoshi, 13.6. Foods, 8.5. Shizu, who we didn't really see again at all from game 1 and game 2. I think it was 0 for both of those. 6.2, really rallying it back here for game number 3. Mahal with 6.2 as well. A Tree, 4.1. Master Demo with 2.2. Sid King, 2.4. Paralyzed at 2. So, yeah, lines being drawn here, Raf. Tenoshi As you mentioned, very consistent foods, also looking incredibly good. A tree as well, I gotta say, even though it's only 4.1, a tree has been consistently just showing up in at least top 6. Master Demo struggling after that first game of his. Now onto the second half. Ooh, Katakao with a little bit of point, just a tiny bit of a point bump. Pumpal 0, Justina 0, Bad and Ice. Oh, how the mighty have fallen from top 1 from game number 2 to 0 right now coming into game number 3. This is not looking too good, at least for Ban and Ice.
But other than that, consistency has to be the key. Now we are about to enter the point of no return.
All right, just a quick, just soaking it all in with the replay, right? Because now we just take a bit of a breather here because, oh boy, everybody's just been so
insane.
Insane, yeah, relentless, insane, just unwilling to yield to all of the pressures, you know. Can I go passive onto this? Not really. We did see Paralyze do that just a teeny tiny bit, but it was because he wanted to get maybe just a better multiplier since he's racked up a good body count at the very start of that game number 4. Anyways, foods, I think was the one that I really wanted to get deeper into, maybe like the final 4 or something, but unfortunately he had to get knocked off so quickly here. I think we're also seeing the weakness right now of some of the other heroes that aren't Zip and Ying. Again, that's kind of sad. That's kind of like iffy to say as well, because people are utilizing the non-zips really well, like the Valdequi as well as the Takeda. But with I don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel like just the Justina is getting really slapped around. Like, she has good defense, but then you really do see, like with Tenoshi trying to run away, that after all of that ability used, it takes a very long time for her to become safe afterwards, right? Unless, you know, you get your heals all back up.
I think Justina, if I had to rank solos right now, I think Justina would be a clear top 2 just because of the mobility and the get out of jail for free card. Obviously, I feel like Zipping Yin is actually at the top just because of the survivability and just overall annoying. You know, it's just so hard to get her out of the way. Takeda is also maybe top 3. Again, if it was a tier list, I feel like anyone that's not Zipping Yin, I think it's pretty swappable. At the same time, Master Eye, it does come down to really how good you are and the combinations you can get. Or rather, the combination of factors that you get in the game. Sometimes you just don't get a good spawn. Sometimes you run into too many people at once. But maybe that's just the beauty of VR games in general.
You gotta handle a lot of things, man. It's basically being an adult, multitasking. So many frustrating things all together, right? That's how it is when you're in that part of your life, and when you're in that part of the gaming world, which is, as I mentioned, the Battle Royales. Do you see in the chat here, Master Demo just already happy about what happened in that game number 4. Such a big comeback for him, to be honest, because again, he was struggling somewhat. Again, he did keep himself afloat somehow in the games that he didn't get the number 1, but he really came into his own on this one, especially on that Takeda, which the first time he used it, a little bit iffy, but now just knowing exactly what he needed to do. And man, whatever hero he uses, yeah, you just know that his combo ability is just so on point.
I feel like another reason why we like there's iffiness, right? There's always character familiarity, so you kind of get thrown off rhythm once you start swapping characters. Again, with also the tournament rules in place, it does take a bit of time for some players, and it's really working against them. But once again, congratulations to Master Demo, racking up 5 kills as well, Asteroid. I believe that's gonna be, you know, quite a few points. Again, the math is hard.
Well, we'll see that later on. I don't think we're probably gonna see the overall standings by game number 6, but for now, the solo standings are right in front of us. Game number 4, Master Demo with 12 points overall, and right behind him, just tapping on his back, dude, you're not the only one who's done a fantastic game number 4 here. It's Paralyzed with 11. Did not expect this to come out from Paralyzed here. But being number 2, as well as that huge multiplier, Raph, really did help him out. Look at that. The kill points just same between Demo and Paralyzed there with both 8th apiece. Tenoshi, I wanted to see where he is.
I think he's
5th.
11th or something, yeah.
Yeah, he's 5th right now with 5.7 points in total. Sid King, you're mentioning him,
Tenoshi,
6 points.
Sorry, yeah.
And then XCKK at 3rd with 6.5. I know I'm not going about this one after the other chronologically, but I just wanted to see where Tenoshi was. I don't think he's going to get the throne for number 1, but this at least nerfs his rampage, his tyranny from those first 3 games that we saw.
That definitely is the case, but once again, I think with all the numbers being shuffled around here, this is a little worrying for Mahal. This is definitely not going to help his case, and that's going to bump him down just a little bit. As we mentioned, right, some of these players really have not left our top 8 just yet, or rather our bottom half, which is incredibly worrying us, right? It's been, 4 maps now, and not a single frag has been found for some of these players, but we still have 2 more. But like I said, after this point in time, I think this is the point of no return. Demo is still looking to strike back, maybe get a map victory of his own. But here we have the highlights from that match, ladies and gents. And man, you hate to see it. Mahal gets decapitated on the ceiling fan Spirit Slash. Pom again. Kawhi Des. I actually thought Kawhi had a really good game here, Asarai. Had a really good start, had a really decent mid game. And everybody just really stepping it up now. But for now, we're just lying in wait for what might transpire in the final map, and everybody's really shifted into a higher gear.
Absolutely, just so different from what we've seen before. I mean, every single game that we've seen here, there has just been highlight reel after highlight reel, but this one I think is the most special that we've seen, just because of how well I think our players here trudge the fine line between death and victory in the way that you kind of saw with the highlights, especially in those final bits of moments, especially with Tenoshi, man. Just Tenoshi is just, and I haven't said this in a while, he's just built different. Yeah. That's all I can say for Tenoshi. What an absolute beast.
He tried to go for the focus, but once again, that's really just the problem with the Greatsword. Despite the damage and the great potential crowd control, it doesn't really work in solos. I love that confirm by Tenoshi, one of the prettier ones, I believe. As, again, we're still looking at the rampage of Tenoshi here. So many close calls, Asura, yet this man has ice in his veins, has never flinched, and has calmly assessed every situation he has been in so far.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It feels like he's always like 2, maybe even 3 steps ahead of you, which is incredibly scary if you think about it. Any opponent that he goes up against, it feels like, look at that, like he could just chase them to the ends of the earth and know exactly what it needs to be done. Luckily for Bananais, at least in this particular replay, as you mentioned, he was able to get that armor swap in. Tenoshi on the other hand, if Foods wasn't there, he could have gotten like 2 to 3 extra kills. Foods has been the scrounger, the hyena to Tenoshi's lion.
Absolutely. And they all play their part in the ecosystem. Unfortunately for Tenoshi, he needed those full meals to really solidify himself as the number 1. I don't think this is going to hurt his stock too much, but I feel like the real battle is going to start at top 2 and 3 here. I don't think Demo is as secured now. Actually, not Demo, sorry, Mahal, because these last two maps have been brutal for him.
True. Very, very true. Again, we can only just speculate till we tally all the points for later on. This is the point. Oh, yeah, man. He was in trouble there. The parry didn't go in his favor. The uppercut didn't go in his favor. How did he actually slap XCKK to go to the other side? Yeah. There it was. And then, boop, 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 boop. All beautiful. According to Keikaku. Get it. Tenoshi. Again, never falling behind. Always on top. 6 kills. Overall damage of 24,000. It's rounded up to 25,000-ish. And his third win in our best of 6 series here, or series of 6 for the solos finals. What an absolutely dominant performance from Tenoshi. And now, Raph,
we are down to the final game.
Honestly, I feel it. I feel like now we've already crowned our champion for today. Oh dear me. The gap, as I mentioned, is pretty much insurmountable, unfortunately, for some of our players in the bottom 8 Aserai. So now they can only hope to really just get there, still have the best showing out there. After all, the day isn't over. Competition is still competition. Wow, Foods. I believe that's 2 kills he stole away from Tenoshi, so that could have bolstered Tenoshi even more. Kawhi with a big jump in rankings as well. Master Demo still in the runnings. I believe he's around 40 something points, are in the high 30s if my math is not off. But unfortunately for Blue, oh man, Blue's not having a good performance as a team at the moment.
Yeah, Mahal's the one that's, I feel like it's going to be in danger now that Foods is starting to rack up a lot of points here. And Foods was like 4th, 5th place as we got the overall standings from game number 3, right? And where's Mahal? Oh, dude, only 1.8 points. That is very dangerous. We talk about how just a 10-point game for you can really dethrone any of the top 2 and top 3. This is looking rather scary for him. So we still have one final game. Again, we don't have the overall standings for the second part of today's tournament, but this is feeling to be a very scary situation for both Mahal and even Master Demo. I'd say I think he can't be really too comfortable where he is at as of the moment, but again, he still has a more decent performance output than at least Mahal, so he can breathe a little bit easier, just a tiny bit more than Mahal here. But what was the biggest catch-off for game number 6 for us here, Raph, is that both Tenoshi and Master Demo got knocked out so early. But will that really matter in the overall standing points of things, as of course we're done now with game number 6?
Oh, well, we already know, or at least we potentially know who our top 1 and 2 are, right, Aserai? I feel like everybody has a decent guess at this point. And Demo, I feel like Demo actually fighting Tenoshi early was one of the biggest turnarounds in the game. Again, Demo going for that Yotohime, the comfort is just really there. Tenoshi though did get the first leg up here, but Paralyze. Wow, what a great showing from all the players.
Oh, so there was a Tarka-G in at least game number 6. I never noticed.
That's why I was so quiet when that happened, because I was like, yeah, that's a Tarka-G moment.
This one was so stressful to watch. Paralyzed, man. Maybe this was his awakening, right? After he bit Tenoshi, he's like, nothing can stop me now.
Potentially.
Not even Foods. Yeah.
I have awakened.
Paralyze has become the paralyzer, not the paralyzee.
That takes us back to the golden age of YouTube, if you know that. If you know, you know. But again, we go back into the more serious parts of the game. There was a lot of beautiful moments from a lot of our players. Master Demo, I thought this was masterfully crafted, but again, the very last few hits here did tag him up, just giving Kawhi a little bit of space. But I think Kawhi, this is where he dies, Aster. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I think
it was, because this is where I think he got... he did use his Sinister Blade there for a bit of space, but Master Demo, as you saw, also threw out his Sinister Blade. And then we were talking about how the corruption was just enough to tick him down if he can't get any heals. Master Demo was definitely not going to give him any chance to heal back up. Tree, though, I was kind of sad to see him not, I think, get higher into the scoring. I think even though we saw him just be an absolute menace to some players here, it wasn't enough, because honestly I think he's one of the players that was just so entertaining to watch, but it didn't really translate into him getting deeper and deeper in terms of the points pool.
Yeah, again, despite all the what's transpired today, I feel like it is fairly disappointing for our Blue Boys here. Again, I'm pretty sure they trained very hard for this Aserai. It's just things were just not meant to be, I suppose. The last few circles, I feel like were super hectic. I feel like this was actually one of the less what do you call this? Morris blessing filled games. Only saw one Flamebringer, but that's about it. Because usually it's Mahal that's hogging up all the Morris blessings.
Yeah. Oh, this one, man. I honestly thought Foods did enough damage and pushed back outside of the corruption or into the corruption that he put Paralyze in an already good or in a disadvantageous spot, if not the win. But then Paralyze just bounces back and combos him to death. That was just incredible from Paralyze here. 7 kills, 23,803 damage. Will not take anything away from him. He was absolutely spectacular in this game. He beat Tenoshi. He got his first win in the last game. Everything is coming up Paralyzed, at least for our closer here in the solos grand finals.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, sometimes it's better late than never. This is going to be a big confidence boost for whichever tournament that Paralyze wants to join again. Maybe if he's going to participate in trios tomorrow, his team is going to definitely be very happy that he's already warmed up. As well as obviously maybe some of these players are going to be repeating tomorrow as well, Astra. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Do we have I think we have the player list for tomorrow as well. Let me see. Oh, dude, this will be fun. So for tomorrow, Paralyze's teammates are actually Minds and Loves from FA.
Bamboo Shoots? Oh no, FA.
Yeah. So remember how again Minds and Loves were also one of our favorites when they were playing solos. I'm not sure how well they've kind of grew up in that time that we haven't casted Naraka for a while. If these guys have gotten better, all of you are also in FA, so that's gonna be fun to see. Who else do we have for tomorrow? For 3T, Tenoshi is also in that team with Kwaito, Cruz, and Zping. The players playing today. Of course, we also have Blue from Catacal. He'll be playing with Kejuf, Cerne, and Amplexus. Amplexus also a player that we've heard before. SLG, we have Foods there. Lonely Milos. Yeah. Sid King going to be playing with IK1 alongside XCKK. Who do we have as well? IK2 Bananias is also there. A Tree is also there. So again, a lot of our solo players here will also be competing for tomorrow's matches for trio. So that's definitely something to look out for here for our viewers who might not know, or I think a lot of the viewers are also talking about it in the chat that they're kind of looking forward to seeing them be in a trio standpoint, especially now that we're seeing again just how well these guys have just performed for today.
And as I mentioned earlier, it's Tenoshi definitely getting a leg up on Master Demo here, but not to fear. I think Master Demo is firmly planted in that second place, Asarai. So he's still going to represent us as a region in the global stage, of course, alongside Tenoshi. I feel like the biggest question later is the third spot. So any speculations on your side?
Speculations. I'm not sure, actually. I'm still... Oh, here we are. Okay. I'll set aside my speculations, but now this is it. Okay, XCKK 15.8, Bananice 15.6. How far did we go in terms of the points after that game 3? How many were these players able to stack up? Because this is already looking like top 1 for like 2 games or 3 games ago.
We got a lot of points there. But I think Paralyze has really bumped his stock up. Now he's no longer in the bottom 8. Not entirely sure where he places now. But once again, still a great showing from everyone. It has been very, very difficult on everybody's side. Just getting here at this point, Asarai. These 6 games have been incredibly unforgiving. And there you go. Tenoshi at the very top spot. 27 kills and 51 total points. Undisputed at all. Master Demo closely following at 42 points. And it's Foods to take it away from Mahal. Oh dear me.
Look at the discrepancy in terms of kills between Foods and Mahal. 7 overall, Raf. Again, this tournament, luck does not favor the prepared. Luck favors the aggressive. And Foods was just I guess in that particular category, 20-13, and then Master Demon with 23, Tenoshi with 27. Really, these eliminations are what bolstered the points for these particular players. I'm so happy to see that we see Master Demo there with 42.8 because, again, we were thinking like, oh, yeah, this might be bad for Master Demo, especially that he got knocked off somewhat after Tenoshi. So we were thinking that maybe he can get a little bit more points up, but you're absolutely right. Both of these two players are top 2, and they're looking so good into it. But again, unfortunately for Mahal, yeah, he was top 3 a while ago, and then Foods just dethrones him. And these will be your qualified players going into the World Championship for Naraka Bladepoint, again, happening later on this year.
Oh boy, again, we have a very solid team here of players that are going to be representing us again on that global stage, Acer, as well as, of course, enjoying the prize pool that they've garnered from today. And those map bonuses from Tenoshi definitely stacked up, as well as Demo. But Acer, I have to say the preparation has to be incredibly arduous for them. Foods as well. I like how Foods has always been so consistent, right? Again, not too much in the first half, but a bit of a resurgence on the latter half of the day.
Yeah. So we're just preparing, I believe, our interview with Tenoshi with you guys. So I'm already pretty excited because I want to get into the brain of Tenoshi. We're just going to have him for a quick interview here as we are preparing him first. But definitely, this man has just been the king of Southeast Asia solos. There was nothing that anybody could really do. Let's give it 95% of the time. 90% sounds a bit too common. 95% of the time, they just can't do anything about him. All right, production tells me that the interview is ready. So let's have Tenoshi come in to the stage, to the screen in front of you guys, and just have him, just have a little quick word with him. So let's get Tenoshi here.
There you go, the champion himself. I like how that this photo is very charming, Aserai. But of course, Tenoshi, how are you feeling, man? And how did you prepare coming into this tournament? Hello.
Thanks you guys for watching and sharing me. And I have quite less practice in the day before, but whatever, I made it. Thank you guys for the support.
You are so welcome, Tenoshi. So we just wanted to ask a couple of questions for you. So you mentioned how you only practiced a day before this tournament, which is insane. Can you tell us, was there anything special that you did for that preparation, or it's just you just playing around and just perfecting what was already what you played as?
I just do some situational practice and make some combat practice the day before, because I have my team, which is the day tomorrow will be the trios 20, so I practice those much more than solos. So I quite nervous on today.
Awesome. How about you, Rap? Do you have any questions for Tenoshi?
Congratulations, right? I feel like I've asked my questions for Tenoshi already. I think at this point, all I can do is wish him luck. Of course, there is still trios for Tenoshi tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. And I really like the answers today, So, Tenoshi, you prepared? Yeah, I did yesterday just by combat, but I'm just really good is what I got out of that. So I'm just really excited to see more of them tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess that's the question that we have for Tenoshi here. Actually, one more question, if it's okay. How are you feeling for tomorrow's trio matches? Confident? Maybe nervous? What do you think about tomorrow?
I'm feeling very confident about trios match tomorrow because I practiced a lot and I'm confident with my teammate that I have. So I think I'm gonna perform very good tomorrow, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's perfect. That's a perfect answer. That's, I think, what the viewers wanted to hear. Anyways, I think that is enough. Yo, Tanoshi, we will give you time already to prepare for tomorrow. Enjoy celebrating your win. It was amazing. You were amazing, man. And we're excited to see you for tomorrow's matches. Sawadee ka, brother. So, again, guys, Tanoshi, your solo champion here for the Southeast Asia qualifiers for World Championship. And again, he is qualified for the World Championship, so we'll see him again performing in the world stage, which everybody will definitely be looking forward to. So again, that's it. Tanoshi, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, there you go, Astra.
right.
I mean, that's how you prepare to be a world champion, right? Like, yeah, I was just practicing a day before. Again, very, very nice, heartwarming answer again. For tomorrow's preparation, my goodness, the pressure is still not over, despite already nabbing the biggest W for today at least. Again, a competitor is a competitor, man.
Yeah, exactly, man. And I love how he, again, as you mentioned, I just love how he answered everything. There's nothing much I can really add on to that other than I'm just at awe with how amazing Tanoshi has played this. And again, we've mentioned this before, you know, Naraka Bladepoint has one of the most intricate mechanics that you could ever have in a game. And Tanoshi just feels like he breezes easily with every single one of that with the with any situation that he's thrown at. In any case, I think that wraps up our solos for today. We have our top 3 that will be going to the World Championship. Again, Tanoshi, Master Demo, Foods. Unfortunately, Mahal wasn't able to sustain his top 3 standing there, but you know what, there's always going to be a next one. Naraka Bladepoint is just been one of the healthiest that we've seen it ever in terms of competition. Anyways, me and Raph will be signing off. Guys, we'll be seeing you tomorrow for the trios, so thank you so much, and this stream will now conclude. Again, see you guys tomorrow.